$16,000 first conviction. Do you regret what you did?
Look, I think for me, it's more important to make the stand, to make my beliefs known and what we stand for known. You know, the future of my children depends on it, and there's no price I can put on that. So, you know, for me, would I do it again? Absolutely.
Avi Yemini for Rebel News here in Melbourne, Australia, about to talk to Ford O'Connor, who is currently in New Zealand and has just come out of court being convicted and fined $16,000 for painting over an LGBTQI plus flag on the streets there across the ditch.
I was at home sitting in the lounge to spend some time with my family, actually watching a live of some events unfold down in Gisborne regarding the painting of the rainbow crossing down there. As I was watching that, you know, I was watching them begin to get arrested and loaded into the back of a paddy wagon. And at that moment, I was motivated because, you know, these were people from our church who are standing for what we believe in, and it's the protection of our, you know, the innocence of our children. I'm a father of 4. So when I saw these people getting thrown in the back of a paddy wagon, it motivated me to take action and put more light onto this issue.
So what'd you do?
Well, that night I organised to get some paint, and we headed up onto K Road, and you know, it's the heart of the LGBTQ community in Auckland anyway. And I thought, you know what, to show solidarity with these pastors and with Brian Tamaki in the stand he's been making through New Zealand, I'll target that crossing to bring more light to this issue. So that's what I did. Went out that night earlier in the morning, and as I'm sure you've all seen from the social media videos, it was painted over. So yeah.
You've been fined $16,000 and a conviction recorded against your name. Do you have a long criminal history, or is this your first conviction?
This is my first conviction. Like the judge said that, you know, given that I didn't have any extensive criminal history, that, you know, they factor in for the sentence.
So $16,000, they factored that into the sentence. That seems like a harsh penalty for painting over, I guess, a rainbow flag. Was it a trans flag or just the rainbow flag?
I'm not too sure. It's the most recent flag that I suppose has been waved in the community. So
I couldn't even tell you what that is these days. But $16,000 doesn't seem like much was factored in. It seems quite a harsh penalty. Is that not right? Were you facing a harsher penalty?
Initially, they wanted to press me for a harsher charge.
What could you face? Was there prison time potential here?
Yeah, so potentially if I got charged with the higher charge, which was intentional damage, that's a maximum sentence of 7 years in prison. So it was pretty harsh. So
$16,000 first conviction. Do you regret what you did?
Look, I think for me, it's more important to make the stand, to make my beliefs known and what we stand for known. You know, the future of my children depends on it, and there's no price I can put on that. So, you know, for me, would I do it again? Absolutely. Now,
when people ask, when they look at that and they see you painting over that flag, whatever, new rainbow, old rainbow flag, does that mean you hate gay people?
No, I don't hate gay people at all. I've got gay friends, I've got trans friends, I've got gay family. I don't hate them, and they know I don't hate them. They know, you know, I love those people.
So what does painting over it in white actually symbolize? Why are you doing that? What is that message? What is that stance you're taking?
Yeah, that's to bring attention to the light of, you know, this targeting the drag readings in libraries, and that's one thing that we really don't agree with, is these people trying to normalise their sexuality in public spaces, and being that it was a public a flag painted on public road, I decided to target that one and, to bring awareness to that message.
What would you add to anyone watching this now, or I guess, some people will look at this and they'll think, well, I agree with him, but I'm too scared to face such high penalty, $16,000. Not many people have $16,000 to pay for a fine, and not many people be willing to cop a conviction over taking any sort of stand, let alone over something that seems so insignificant as to painting over a flag. And for the record, you didn't paint any message over it, you just painted it white.
Correct, yeah.
What would you say to people that would be scared to take such action for any kind of stand?
For other people, I would say that, you don't have to do what I done, letting your voice be known through social media, gathering and showing solidarity with actions that are taking place throughout the nation, letting your voice be known to the council, writing through letters if you don't agree with what they're doing with the drag readings in the libraries and even our schools, let your voice be known. Message, email, get it all down in writing and let your voice be heard, because it's a stand that needs to be made. Our children's lives depend on it.
What would you say to critics, whether in New Zealand or around the world, that look at what you did and say you deserve the punishment? In fact, you deserve more, possibly even the jail time, because it was a blatant act of hate.
Well, I'll obviously say to them that it was an act of hate. As I said, it was, I have gay friends, I have gay family. This was an act of love for my children, to stand up for their futures, to stand up for the protection of their innocence.
Is it the gay sexualization that you guys have a problem with, or would you have a problem if it was also, Pornhub painting something on the streets?
It's just it's the perversion, and it's the blatant shoving in our faces of this agenda, I suppose, that we've had enough of. So taking that stand is what we sort of had to do to bring it to light.
$16,000. I don't imagine you could afford to pay for $16,000 yourself. I don't know your financial thing, but you look like an average bloke like me. How are you paying for that $16,000 fine, if you don't mind sharing?
Funnily enough, 10 minutes out of the courthouse, Brian already given a phone call and someone was already willing to donate $5,000 towards it. There's been a lot of support for, the stand that we made. So there's people coming in from all over the place saying that, they want to pay this, they want to give for that. And, we'll find ways, but obviously we've been given 28 days to get that sorted and, we'll get it done. So
you're saying the Destiny Church and the large congregation that they have around the country have your back?
Yes, I do. I do say that. And the community as well, and the wider community.
Amazing. Any last message to either New Zealanders or anybody watching this around the world?
Well, be brave, stand for what you believe in, and we're here to support you. Join the revolution, I suppose.
If you think it's important for the world to hear from Ford, not just about the man at the centre of this, make sure to like, comment, but most importantly, share it far and wide, because mainstream media, they want to paint the painter as the evil face of hate, which I personally think he is very far from. And then if you think these kinds of interviews and these conversations are important, please go to buildourstudio.com, because yes, we're doing it here from a laptop, very amateurish, because we are only weeks away from having our own studio. Thanks to you, buildourstudio.com. We cannot do it without your support. We're about getting close to 50% of the way of covering the cost of building this state-of-the-art studio, which will allow us to do many more interviews from there across the ditch here in Australia. buildourstudio.com.